welcome back guys, Mr. Rawlings here. Thought I'd do a few bits of news, maybe a little bit of ranting like I did last week. First of all, just a quick note, obviously it's been a sad week for quite a few people, hearing about David Bowie obviously passing away, and also then Rickman as well, so that's a bit weird. For lack of a poetic way of saying it, it sucks! Netflix need to try and get hold of Labyrinth and Die Hard to show it, to be honest, because, you know, just like a little tribute to them. So yeah, they should do that. Speaking of Netflix, there's a petition that's being put forward by 2000 AD, who are comic book publishers basically. If you don't know, probably their most famous comic franchise is Judge Dredd. There's a petition, like I said, to try and get Dredd to be a series on something like Netflix or Amazon Prime.
I never broke the law! I am the law!
I am the law! I am the law! How do you plead? Not guilty?
I knew you'd say that.
Terrible Stallone impression aside, this has come about from when they made the Judge Dredd movie in 2012. In my opinion, it was pretty damn good, and from that the fans really wanted a sequel. But now it's kind of shifted to thinking about having a series instead, and this is where the petitions come from, because there can be quite a lot to offer than just one more film. And I can't see a problem with a series in that respect. After all, it is based on a long-running comic book series, so there can be, you know, like an overarching story arc in the background, and then like a different criminal for most of the weeks. You know, like most series is like that these days, aren't they? There's a big story happening behind the scenes, and maybe 5 of the episodes for the season are to do with that, and the rest are just what's happening there and there and then. So there are a lot of crimes obviously going on in Mega City 1, so there'll be a lot of different things you can see. The only thing I'm worried about is when I first heard about it, I think it was yesterday, for some reason I immediately pictured the series they did for RoboCop. Now if you haven't seen it, in my opinion it pretty much stunk. The main reason for that though is because it was low budget and it was also just completely nerfed. You know, you went from RoboCop okay with shooting guys in the nuts in the movie, to then basically the equivalent would be he would try and shoot like a chandelier to land on a bad guy and the bad guy would be fine. It was that kind of sort of lame approach which made like a family friendly show, which is just not what it should be. But realistically these days there's no reason to think they would nerf it in such a way. You know, people are quite desensitized now as to what they can see, and if it's exclusive on something where you have to pay, such as Netflix, you know, technically the people should be 18 if they're purchasing that service. So, you know, hopefully it'll be quite good. I mean, it's worked quite well with Daredevil and Jessica Jones. It doesn't have to be ridiculously gory or like, you know, lots of swear words and that kind of stuff, but it's quite gritty and dark enough and has enough violence to make it, you know, a successful show, which is what you sort of need these days for a successful show. A link to a petition will be in the description, so if you want to check that out, feel free. Now, something that we do know is coming is the XFiles mini-series. The brand new series is coming out later this month. I'm quite excited about it because I quite like XFiles. I actually did an abridged version, sort of a funny take on it for the first season. If you wanted to see where it all started, I'll put a link down below if you want to check that out. But back to the point at hand, this week they've released the first minute from the premiere, so I thought we would take a look at it together. I've not watched it yet, so I thought we'd watch it together. So here it is, the first minute from the 2016 premiere. Go!
My name is Fox Mulder.
Fox Mulder.
Since my childhood, I've been obsessed by a controversial global phenomenon. Since my sister disappeared when I was 12 years old, in what I believe was an alien abduction.
Definitely Spock that did it.
My obsession took me to the FBI, where I investigated paranormal science cases through the auspices of a unit known as the XFiles. Through this unit, I could continue my work on the alien phenomenon and the search for my missing sister. In 1993, the FBI sought to impugn my work, bringing in a scientist and medical doctor to debunk it, which only deepened my obsession for the better part of a decade, during which time that agent, Dana Scully, had her own faith tested. In 2002, in a change of direction and policy, the FBI closed the X-Files, and our investigation ceased. But my personal obsession did not.
Hell no. Well, that wasn't loads, was it? It was just sort of some pictures burning, but it does, fuel the fire a little bit. Maybe that's what that's talking about. Hearing David talk there. Well, obviously David, but Fox, David Duchovny. Anyway, all it needed at the end of there was the music. It just needed to go dun 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 dun, and it could have ended. So I think they did that wrong. Next time, consult me, guys. I'll help you out. Okay. And finally, just literally heard about 10 minutes ago about the game Hitman. Now, I've been looking forward to the new Hitman, but admittedly, I've not really read anything about it. I don't know how it was supposed to be released, but apparently it was sort of going to be released, but with extras later on. But it sounds like it was just sort of DLC, which is quite a common feature these days for games. But we've just heard that it's now going to be a truly episodic game. So in other words, when it comes out in March, you're going to get the prologue mission and the Paris location. And then in April, you're going to get Italy. And then in May, you get Morocco. And then there'll also be more locations coming later, such as Thailand, US, and Japan. And apparently Japan is when the season ends. Why? Why are they doing this? Are they just literally not finished with the game? So they're like, oh, what can we do? Well, we're not going to meet the deadline, so let's pretend we've been in discussions and we've always sort of had this on the back burner as a plan, and we'll now do it as an episodic release. When really it's just because they're like, shit, we haven't made it yet. We're supposed to be releasing it. Well, just do the first mission. Just put that out there to shut them up, and then we'll work on the second mission. Guys, you've been doing it for ages. To be fair, they say they're going to release lots of extra bits for each location while you're waiting for the next one, so there'll be plenty to do apparently. But I just don't understand all these episodic games. Why? I think it is partly because they can't meet deadlines, and partly because they think it's a way to get extra revenue. To drip feed it to fans and hopefully gain more along the way rather than just one big release hoping people will buy it at that point. But then that doesn't make sense either. My reason there doesn't make sense, because why would you then sign up to it later on? You wouldn't. If you missed the first episode, you'd probably be like, oh, I won't bother now. In a way, it's like counterproductive. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, that about do it for now. Click like if you like that, and click subscribe for more videos like this, or check out the rest of my videos to get a feel for what I do, and I'll see you in the next video. Smell you later! Guys, if you're still here, you're awesome! But as you are still here, why not check out some of my other videos? Oh, and if you haven't already, please click subscribe. Laters, haters!